EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
On a spot of land that was once desert, now stands the city of Glendale, and a building filled to the brim with fans, State Farm Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Hewitt, and we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Matt Prater ready to get this one going. And away we go in Glendale. Valus Jones now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On second down, it's Hubbard. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Young. That is caught along the sideline, and he gets the feet down. Wow! Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Young on the play action. He's on the move. He can run it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Hubbard quick on the draw. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? I'll put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
To the air on 1st down, Young. Throw is there for Jatavion Sanders. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. DJ Dallas now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Cardinals now as they get set for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, man, he is at his best when he's playmaking, when his athleticism.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start.
Trying again following the sack. Into the hands of Michael Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's got him, that's McBride. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You can't start a fire without a spark. Well, how about a lightning bolt? What a huge gain that totally changes the tone of the drive.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. They're running the option, short side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
1st and 10, Murray. Has a man, that's Greg Dortch. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
He brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run it here, it's James Conner. And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals finish off their opening drive. It's a James Conner touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Matt Prater for the point after try. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cardinals start off well to tie things 7-7. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here's Jones. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now for the second time, we take a look at this Panther offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's Hubbard on the give. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They just get the play off. Pulled in by Tommy Tremble. And he winds up out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. We're ready to go with the 2nd quarter. It's Panthers football. They're looking at 2nd and 3. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down. But you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Young working from the gun. Gets this to Sanders. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's a give to Hubbard. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Young to throw it. Finds Sanders. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They run again with Hubbard. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game, the type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They motion a receiver left. Young looking to throw. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Well, that was great timing. Great timing by the big fellas to get out in front of that screen. You could see it coming. Running back has the lineman in front of him to clear a little space. It was all about his athleticism after that.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Dallas with a return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Second drive of the game upcoming for this Arizona offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Murray on the play fake. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
The trajectory of that ball changes while it's in flight. I'll tell you this, Kate, on shorter throws, these receivers are so good to adjust, can still bring it in. But over a long distance, a tip like that alters the course of the ball, and it sure makes it tough to adjust in time.
On 2nd and 10, it's Murray. Makes the connection to James Conner. We'll have him gain about a handful there. To Davion Clowney on that stop.
That's called the quarterback's best friend, Kate. Gains like that on the screen aren't possible without everyone doing their job. One missed assignment is the difference between a big gain and being dropped for a loss.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Murray. Taken in by Harrison. And he gets him 4 on that run. It's going to be 4th down awaiting them after the 2-minute warning. The Cardinals out for the punt. Raheem Blackshear back deep for the Panthers. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Panthers are going to take over deep in their own territory. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Cops, this is Xavier Leggett. And he'll get it up to the 27. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the pistol, it's Young. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. He gets 6 on that play, and it'll give the Panthers a 1st down. Out of the gun, Young. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Sticking to the air, it's Young. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Now we get a time. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Still sticking with the passing game. He finds Sanders. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Cardinals side of the field.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 48. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one and brings up 3rd down. Now Young. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 32. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Here's Young. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they are unable to double their lead. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. So we've arrived at halftime, and the Panthers impressive so far. They've got a lead so far on the road. Now we'll send you to our studios in Orlando and Jonathan Coachman for a look around the league with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Dallas with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here come the Cardinals to begin quarter number 3. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running to start this drive with Connor. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. It's Connor again. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on 1st. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
They're set up at the 35 now. A 1st down carry for Connor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Here's 2nd and 11. McBride hauls it in. This is ahead for about 5. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Finds a man right side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Right back to Connor. Breaks the tackle, still going. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Benson. Runs it in. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals take the lead right away in half number 2. Trey Benson, the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Prater on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cardinals take a 4-point lead. Now Prater on to send it away. Raheem Blackshear now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Panthers returning their offense and this running back to the field. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
From the 26 on 2nd down. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap now to Young. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Hubbard again. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Young on the play action. has the first over the middle. And they bring him down around the 34. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Up the middle, Hubbard. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second down now, 7 to go. Hubbard trying this up the gut. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Here's Hubbard. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Panthers have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Sending the tight end in motion left. From the 19. Finds Sanders. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Young working from the gun. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers take a 4th quarter lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
This to go up by a field goal here in the 4th. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers push their lead to 3.
Cardinals 14.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Dallas with a return. Returns looking good so far. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. Out ahead the Cardinals now on offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Murray here on 1st down. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he takes it. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go, it's second down. Trying again, following the sack. He's got Harrison. And he's taken down at the 30.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Connor on the inside give. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Pickup of 0 on the play. That leaves them with 4th and 6.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Matt Prater on now as we see how he handles this moment. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
Now Prater on to send it away.